Grant, thank you so much for this conversation. Amazing, amazing, fantastic. We got one last question for you. We call this leveling up with TKM. David, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Grant. I appreciate it. And here's the final question. What is the most impactful action you've taken to level up personally and professionally?
It's a fun question, not only a good question, but a fun question. I have been for now, so I'm 50 years old. From the day I finished undergrad, I have checked in the week before New Year's every year and just checked in on my goals. And so I write them down. I've got them on a sheet of paper, and these can be goals I have for my family, goals I have for myself, goals I have professionally. And I always try to throw in a fun goal too, because I don't let myself have. I started doing this 20 years ago, and I said, "Look, what's the goal though to bring kind of just enjoy life a little bit more?" But what I love is between Christmas and New Year's every year. I go look at the list and I give myself grades and I said, okay, how am I doing? But I'll tell you, without something that's anchored with a period of time, it's writing it down too. I mean, it's something about it. I don't type it. I don't allow myself to do it. It's handwritten on a sheet of paper in the same little bound book that I do. And it's fun. Here I am. I think I'm 29 years into that. And sometimes it's fun for me just to flip back to the previous years, and I'm like, am I growing? Am I not? And then in some ways, I'm just like, wow, okay, I've made some real progress. But my most important part to me, of course, and in my faith, but it's like faith and family, I kind of blend together, and that's the one where I don't let myself maybe not get as far as I wanted, or I push myself harder for the next year.
That's cool. So do you set the goals at the beginning of the year, kind of create those goals, and then at the end of the year go back to them and look at them, or what is
Yeah,
that? Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So I'm setting them at the beginning of the year. I'm going back to see how I did. But then also what I've found too, it's not like I'm starting from scratch with a whole new set of goals. But when I grade myself, I'm like, okay, boy, if I was only a C in that, but then I'm like, I won't let myself take that goal off for the next year. But then I also realized if I've gone back 2 or 3 years and that same goal's sitting there and I keep getting a C, boy, that makes me take a much harder look because you can't blame anyone. It's on me. This is me, God, sheet of paper. I look in the mirror and I can figure out who's accountable, but that's been really, really helpful to me.
That's good. Just
I
following
like that.
curious, do you tell anybody about those goals? Like, do you share them with your family or
I do
close
with my
friends or anything?
wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do with my not all the time, but I kind of do. I to me, I mean, and I do that. I don't sit there with her every year and say, "Hey, look at my five." But I just try if I, especially if I know I need help, being
Mhm.
held accountable for one. Then I go to her first and just say, "Hey, am I making progress?" Or maybe sometimes she'll say, "Yeah, you might give yourself a B. I don't know."
She brings
But
the
no,
real truth.
yeah, but most of the time, it's about being honest with yourself, And so, yes, a little bit I do that with her, but it's a lot more about just being honest with myself. Am I making progress? Am I not? And you know, usually God doesn't let that Holy Spirit gut instinct we all have kind of, let me lie to myself. Probably 90% of the time, I'm holding myself pretty honestly accountable.
It's good stuff.
That's
Grant,
good. I
this was
love it.
good. Appreciate it. Guys and gals, hey, go set some goals and hold yourself to them. Thanks, Grant.
Thank you,
Thank
Grant.
you.